Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy D Mike, the Curator. Hey, I wanted to touch on a question a a person asked me who I went to college with, my first college to be exact. He asked me about the nomadic lifestyle. This question right here. Um, he's been thinking about the nomadic lifestyle, and I actually have had a few other people reach out to me um, since seeing my video about posting my day-to-day life as a nomad. I've been doing this for 4 months now. I'm grateful now. I'm out actually in Virginia. I have a long time life best friend from childhood that allowed me to stay here for the winter time. So I'll actually be here for the winter time while it's kind of cool. And I learned a lot though over these past 4 months because initially it was to do a documentary to preserve our ancestors, our black ancestors' stories. And then I realized along the way, because it was part of my healing journey too, along the way, I was doing a lot of healing, um, dealing with grief. My grandmother passed away in 2019. There's a lot of stuff I learned about myself on this journey within the past 4 months. And he also asked me, how was I funding this project? Everything was self-funded, right? Um, I'll touch on that here in a little bit though. But as far as the journey goes, is living the nomadic lifestyle. First off, I left without knowing anything. I didn't know. Sorry, my video cut off because it's actually the the device that I'm using, the gimbal. It's actually it has hand gestures. So if I put up certain hand gestures, it will stop. It will do face tracking, which is on right now. But I didn't know anybody. I met some wonderful people along the way. Um, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, skipped the state, uh, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Las Vegas, Nevada, went to Palm Springs, went to San Francisco, went to um, Oregon, I went to Eugene, Portland, went up to the state of Washington, Seattle, also Bellingham, which is one of my favorites. I love Bellingham because it resides with my astrocartography chart along my Jupiter line. For my folks that are into the stars and all that good stuff. It's a little windy out here though, so hopefully you guys will be able to hear me well with this mic. Um, then I then but after I left after I left Palm Springs, California, I started flipping coins, right? Heads or tails, this place or that place, right? I was actually, so if it wasn't San Francisco, it was gonna be Mexicali, New Mexico, New Mexico, or it have been I would have been to Mexico. I just started flipping coins. All right, it's either this or that, and just really experiencing life and gathering more depth of life of what it truly means to speak free and break away from the system. Oh, see how the wind is blowing very hard, and I'm glad I got some quick replay though. But then seeing what it'll be like to, like I say, break away from the system and just live off the land. This is actually what our ancestors used to do. We didn't used to depend on grocery stores and selecting groceries. We used to grow our crops. Um, you know, and it's a lot of things, and that's just one caveat to parts of the journey that I've learned and looked into and looked within myself, healing myself, and being able to understand that you know what my outer world consists of means it's on the inner world too. So if I'm seeing chaos outside of me, that means I'm in a chaotic frequency on the inside of me, right? And understanding I'm able to project my reality, right? And understanding that a lot of these things that we go through during the human or this life journey is it's all about evolving. It's all about experiencing life. Me personally, I don't believe in staying at one job and waiting for retirements. I don't believe in 401k. I don't believe in, you know, sitting at a place for 20 plus years to get social security. That's not my belief system. I don't believe that, and I know people will resonate with that and some people won't. I mean, hey, to each is their own. At the end of the day, we get to choose how we live, the way we want to live. I just find this way of living more freeing, more authentic. And along the way, I've seen so many people actually car camping too, living a nomadic lifestyle, whether it be an RV, right, van, or they DIY'd it, or like I say in the car, like I did, right. And currently, like I say, my friend is allowing me, who I'm so grateful for. I kept telling him every day, I'd be like, "Man, I'm so grateful for you to allow me to stay within your place until the winter time is over. Because right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to save up. Hopefully, I can be able to, which I'm sure I will be able to find a way to um, accrue some finances to save up. Because most of my income was coming off of insurance policy, right? Took out the insurance and also savings and stocks, right? So I was living off of that because I don't have any attachments anymore to, like I say, the system and like knowing that money was created to keep us in a lower vibration, in my opinion, because we didn't used to be so tied to money where we need to do all these things in life to have experiences. We used to barter. We used to help each other out. Hey, you're good at this? Let me help you out with this, right? Oh, you good with that? I can be able to do this for you for this. Where we become so greedy as the human population goes. And like I said, I I was able to reflect on a lot, and like I say, it's been very very enlightening. It's been very profound, relieving, reassuring about what I want to do. Because after I save up, I'm going to save up. Uh, Ideally, I want to get an RV, or if I have to get a step up, get a van first, or even get a another car that's a little bit bigger and just live out the car. That's my goal because me personally, I think this lifestyle is for me. I believe this lifestyle is for me, the nomadic lifestyle. I do not want to live in a home, potentially own the home, and I'm still paying taxes on something that I quote unquote own, right? So do you truly own it if you're still paying taxes on it? And first of all, as a society, being living here in America, taxes is it's a joke in my opinion. It's a joke where we're getting taxed three times on things that we all work hard for, and we give it back to the government. Doesn't make sense to me, right? Um, doesn't make sense at all, in my opinion. But this is our norm. So like, so I started doing a lot of research and just going back in time and what things were like before um, it is now. What was the lifestyle like before this reality? Because we see the things that's going on out in the world right now, right? And it could be better for sure. Could be better. But what I realized the most is that I've been working on myself the most to be able to project out the frequency that I want within this world or in my reality, my heaven on earth, right? Heaven is a mental place, right? It's not a physical place. You're not gonna see somebody come out the sky to save us, right? It's all mental, right? Heaven or hell, we get to choose which place we want to be in, right? And we get the choice every single day. And I learned that too. Like I say, recovering from grief. Um, I felt like my head was in the ground with my grandmother, but my body was still here on earth, right? I got lost along the way, but I found myself, and I'm grateful for that, right? And I was able to realize that I was in a situation where I surrounded myself with people who were in hell mentally, doing things that I didn't really agree with. I was just following, right? And now in a situation where I can be able to consciously make steps to being a better me and understanding that I used to get stuck in the future or the past, right? Never living truly right now in the present, which is the only thing that exists. The present is the only thing that truly matters. It's the only thing that is real, right? We can plan for the future, which is in the present. We're planning for it right now, and now you see how I just talked about that. That was the past that we just talked about. It's the past tense, right? So being able to do that, healing, allowed me to be able to find my truest and most authentic nature, who I am, and healing my inner child, overcoming grief, overcoming narcissistic abuse. And I know you see the dogs, by the way, too. Like I said, my friend, he has some very adorable puppies, so I just wanted to come out here and do this outside and not only get some good sun rays, but allow them to be outside while he's at work. Um, and we, as humans, I believe we were meant to enjoy life. Like everything I do now, if it does not bring me joy, I do not want to do it, right? And I'm not afraid to say it, right? If I don't follow the crowd anymore, and the light can exist in a dark place, but one must go to the dark to find the light, right? Um, don't let that go over your head, though. Don't think too hard about that, but that's the truth. The light, you find the light in the dark, but the light can't exist in a dark place because once you light one flame in a dark place, eventually you'll find other candles that might have had their light dimmed, and you're able to then help them reignite their flame. And that's how the place. That's how we, as a civilization, humanity, we turn this place into a brighter place, right? Going within first, looking within ourselves, and then being able to, like I say, leading by example. So not necessarily me as an empath. I used to be able to just want to go help everyone out and forget myself, neglect myself. Now it's more of help yourself out to help others, right? How can I help myself in a situation where we can be able to help each other out, right? And that's not selfish. It's really just like I say, it's taking care of yourself for the community because we weren't meant to be so split apart like we are now, especially with technology, right? That's a whole other topic with technology, man. But just stay on topic with the nomadic lifestyle. Like I said, it's a little elongated version. Thank you guys for being here with me if you still are. It's very freeing, and uh, like I say, I just had like a whole awakening and being very spiritual minded, and trusting the God in me will always provide and be able to get me to where I need to go, and understanding that I'm at the exact spot where I'm supposed to be at right now, and then working from there, right? And going back to the funds with the, like I say, I took out some funds from the life insurance, right? I had a life insurance policy out on my name, and I don't believe, because first of all, insurance, me personally, I believe it is somewhat of a scam, if not even somewhat. I believe it is. Like I say, it's all my opinionated. If you resonate with it, cool. If not, that's your choice. Think about how many times you actually use your insurance providers. How much have you paid them monthly? For how long? And I was talking to my grandfather about this too, some months ago before I left, about the same thing. He was talking about I've never used my insurance company. That's what he said, and I've been paying them for X amount of years. Never had to use them. And then earlier this year, during those California fires, we've seen the insurance company turn their backs on the people when they needed it the most. When those houses burned down, they couldn't help them out because of the way that their system is set up. They're not able to help them out. Think about that, because they're. And I'm a firm believer, and look at the roots, not the fruit. A lot of people say, look at the fruit of the tree, right? I don't like looking at the fruit of the tree, because if the foundation, if the roots are bad, eventually those fruit will rot, right? Eventually those fruit, that fruit will rot. It will turn bad. It'll be a bitter apple, or whatever the case may be. So that the insurance foundation is not solid at all. There's holes in it. There's a lot of holes in a lot of these systems that we normalize. But that's one reason why I took it out. I took the money out, and I was living off of that. And I'm a minimalist. I'm a essentialist too. So during my whole journey, I was making it a point to go to farmers markets, eat fresh food, and me personally, I still love to enjoy life. I love a acai spot, going to a different acai spot in each state. That's my thing. I love acai. And the occasional I would go. I love breakfast though, but understanding that I love to fast, and my body is my temple, and we our bodies are very strong. Our bodies are very unique, and a lot of things we really still don't even know too much about our bodies, because our bodies has the ability to heal itself, believe it or not, when you don't consume 3 meals a day. I started eating one meal a day. Today I'm on my, what's today? Say Wednesday. Today I'm on my 5-day fast. Haven't eaten anything. Yesterday I actually drank a juice. It was celery, pineapple, spinach, and cucumbers. I blended that together, some water. I juiced. That was it last night. Um, because it's 5.5 days right now, and I wasn't planning on eating anything until Friday, and I'm not hungry. Like I say, life is about experimenting, right? And not really doing what everybody else is doing, and because it might look cool for them, understanding that it's okay to do certain things that's best for you. So, like I say, these past 4 months was like a trial period for me. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I wasn't prepared, but I was willing to jump off the deep end and have faith in the unknown. And that's what life's all about. We don't know what's out in front of us. We can't control anything. We have no control over certain things that happen to us, only how we react to it. But there is power in the tongue. If you speak positive things within your life, you will see positive things within your life. And of course, whenever you are light in a dark place, the things that are not lit will try to dim your light. And it's to be so sturdy in your foundation, understanding that that individual once had, or that thing once had, that place once had their lights lit, but somewhere down the line it got dimmed too, and they got lost. It got lost. That place got lost, and that's life. Is being able to have a foundation, have a sturdy foundation, and being able to live um, in a conscious space, mental space, and understanding that life, there's duality within life. You know, you got positive and negative things, good and not so good things coming at your way every day. It's all about perception, though. If you can be able to view it in a in a good light, that's the way it is. If you wanted to view it in a bad light or not so good light, that's the way it is. Let me check my mic to make sure it's still on, because plenty of times I have spoken for 10 plus minutes and the mic turned off, but it's still on. We good. But that's the way it is. Life is all about perception. What you perceive is your reality. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you can look at somebody and if you can see a lot of busyness on the external, just know there's a lot of business on the internal, right? And I found peace. I'm so grateful for that. And I know a lot of people aren't where I'm at, nor am I where I want to be at. Because like I say, life is about evolution. Life is about evolving. Life is about growing. I'm not a complacent individual. And also life is about giving yourself grace too, understanding that one step is great. That's a great thing to be able to go one step. You know, a lot of times we see this ladder and we're like, dang, how can I get to the top of this ladder here? This mountaintop is so high. Just keep climbing day by day, keep chipping away, and understanding that we will stumble backwards every now and then. That's life. But guess what? We have the ability to see it, see where we stepped at. Now we can step somewhere else and keep on going, because there there is no such thing as failure, in my opinion. I don't believe there's no such thing as failure unless you mentally believe it, because we still, as a human race, are trying to figure out what the purpose of life is. And the purpose of life is your own perspective, right? Everyone has their own perspective of what the purpose of life is. And my belief is that we're meant to evolve, experience life. Like, I want to experience every continent. I want to travel and add more depth to my mind of different places, to see how different people live, to have communionship with other individuals, because we all are one at the end of the day. We all are human. That's only one race, right? You know, man made these subcategories where you have, black, white, Indian, um, Ecuadorian, African, right? All these are subcategories. LGBTQ, Black Lives, unions for workplace. All these are subcategories. At the end of the day, we all are human. That's it. Simple as that. Human. It's the systems that's at place. Sometimes we forget that we all are the same, even though we're trying to make a point to this one thing that we want to be noticed. But we're all a human, and all these other subcategories are pulling us all apart one by one, making it thinner and thinner. The line between commonality thinner and thinner, right? But until we all realize that as a collective, and we all are one, and really, there's a lot of there's only, like I said, the elites that are already up there. They don't want us to come together, in my opinion, because as humans, we have the power. As the people, the mass, we have the power. We just were able to give it to. Now it's time for us to take it back. And I believe one way we can all be able to take it back is by living off the grid, because we used to live off the grid. We didn't used to depend on the government as much as we did now. A lot of people are and that's a scarcity mindset. I get it. It's it happens. I just believe, me personally, I believe the God frequency that we're all able to live on. Um, I believe fear is far away from that joy, right? I'm like, why would we want to live in fear? How can I live in joy? So That's why I ask myself nowadays. I just ask myself, how can I do this? How can I constantly stay in a joyful state, even though things are gonna try to shake me up. That is what it is. I will feel my emotions. Sometimes I get a little frustrated. That's possible. That happens, right? Understanding that when something does try to knock me off my tracks of my knock this train off the tracks, I'm able to adjust quicker now. Where back then in my past, I would just stay off the tracks and not like, oh man, I don't know how to get here. But that's just what a renewed mind and over time I've gotten here. It's been about 2 years, going on 2.5 years, where um, I've been going on this healing spiritual journey, and the nomadic lifestyle was a part of the process. And like I say, this is something I resonate with, and I've seen a lot of people through every state that I've been to. And one of the main reasons why I went up north too, because I went to North Dakota, South Dakota too, Montana, Oregon. I wanted to go up there to see the homeless, to see how they live in these cold environments, and they did. They survived, and they were actually more more united than people that are in the system, in my opinion, based off of what I saw, perceived, right? Because I'm the type of person that I don't like to hear about it. I like to go see it and live it, so I can observe and learn from trial and error, from my own personal experience, not from somebody else telling me about what they think it is, opposed to me actually going to go live it and see it. Because people can tell you what it's like, but you will never know what it's like for you. So with the nomadic lifestyle, like I say, my recommendation, if people try it, you know, you don't know until you try. First of all, you don't know anything until you try it. People can tell you everything, all you want, but until you go out there and put yourself into that environment, that's how us humans learn. And you can look at so many books. Me personally, I read a lot of books now, but if you don't apply it in life, you really won't take that one step forward. You'll just still be at that same step that you're currently standing at. So for those people that did have that question, like this person that reached out to me, and the other people that I didn't put up there, um, try it. Like I said, I went unprepared. I had a mind state of going. Like I say, I started in Alabama to go to California to see my brother for his surgery. So I was on the road for a month and a half, and then after that, I winged these last 3 months, and I'm happy because the greatest gift we all could get in life is the gift of breath, the gift to be able to breathe fresh air. And I love being outside, and I was able to ground more, and I just being outside in nature was just so freeing, opposed to being inside of a box where a when picking up again, where a round peg, our minds, was not meant to be in a box. You know, it's just not possible. So I had to get outside that box and think outside of it. So hopefully this can be able to resonate with some people. Like I said, I've had the time of my life. Like, God willing, I have kids to be able to tell this about, or even show them this life. Because now I know what I'm aiming for and other things that I can be able to do, and I have things in the queue that I want to do. Um, I can be able to teach a more freeing, stress-free, relieving lifestyle. And like I say, people probably won't resonate with this, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I found peace within me, and if you choose to live this lifestyle, I'm still a novice. There's people that's been doing this for years, right? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, do some research, but understanding that life starts at the edge of your comfort zone. when you're able to go out into that unknown, the wilderness, so to speak, that's when life truly starts. All right, but thank you guys for watching. I'll take care. Peace.